Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the trees at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
It's week 9, and we've got another AFC Classic on deck. The Kansas City Chiefs hit the road to take on the Buffalo Bills in what could be one of the best matchups of the year. The Chiefs are 1.5-point favorites in Buffalo, and you know Mahomes and Josh Allen always deliver fireworks when those two square off. To make it even better, or not better, Tony Romo and Jim Nantz will be on call for this one. You can already hear the drama building. FanDuel has every angle covered, from Mahomes' passing yards to Kelce's receptions, to how this defense plans to slow down Josh Allen and James Cook. Want even more action? Build your own same-game parlay and ride with Chiefs Kingdom all Sunday afternoon with fast payouts and an app that's smoother than a Mahomes no-look throw. FanDuel makes every snap feel much bigger. And don't forget, every Friday on Chief Concerns, we drop our best 5-leg same-game parlay for the weekend, plus JD's 10 keys to victory, breaking down exactly how the Chiefs can handle business in Buffalo and stay atop the AFC. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. Chiefs, Bills, Romo, Nance, big-time football, and a chance for Kansas City to make another statement. Yeah, looking at that advertisement, I'm going to throw away the tape for that after this one. But hey, guys,
that well.
No, it did not. So, hey, guys, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns, your post-game show. I'm Marcus Dash. Right there in the middle is our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn, and my brother right there, Teja Dash. So, obviously, 28-21 loss. Our Chiefs are still at the number 3 spot in the AFC West at 5-4. Currently outside of the playoffs right now. Jacksonville beat the Raiders tonight, and Jacksonville has that tiebreaker over us. And they are in the last playoff spot right now. But still, plenty of weeks left of the season. Guys, a lot to dislike from this game today. I think we all of us kind of echoed the same kind of sentiments before we got on the podcast tonight. But when I look back to this game, I remember this game. I'm going to look back to the sequence of right before halftime where we throw a bomb to Hollywood. We get all the way down there. We run a play, a Kareem Hunt delayed handoff from Gunn, and they go. I mean, they call timeout and they go to two pass plays that just didn't make any sense. And then the next drive, first drive at halftime, hey, we get a field goal there. First drive at halftime, we go 3 and out, 3 straight passes. Just those two those two sequences right there are going to kind of live in my brain when I think about this Buffalo Bills game. But I was disgusted with the play calling today. JD, what did you make of that sequence right before halftime? Because I think that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game after that.
I mean, that whole sequence before then, I mean, that was the first time that Travis Kelce touched the ball with 50 seconds left in the first half. That is abysmal, for one, not finding him and him finally getting the ball. That deep pass to Hollywood Brown, really on the 1-yard line, almost 2 if you want to. It doesn't matter. I mean, at that moment, you get under center and you get somebody in and you run the football straight down their throat, okay? That's what you do. It's real simple, okay? And here's the thing. They had enough time. Buffalo calls a timeout, so it gives them more time. Guess what? It gives them actually more time to call the play, okay? The right play. The thing is, even if you don't have, you still got a timeout in your pocket, and then also, too, you got 2 other plays after that. And I tell you what, I don't know if the guys or the coaches, whoever called these plays, but they must have left a couple pages out of the playbook. They must have left them back in Kansas City. I don't know what it was, but we got out-coached. We got outplayed today on both sides of football, and it was apparent, absolutely apparent, watching this debacle. To get 3 points after a big play like that, man, you're talking about disappointing. I mean, seriously, 2-yard line. We run delayed draw from gun, shotgun formation, and that's the play we run. I get maybe, hey, this is going to be the first, but you had time. You had plenty of time to actually call a play. You had plenty of time to get a personnel in and say, go line, okay? Go line personnel, big personnel, run big in, okay? You got several plays from big formation that you can run. I know this for a fact. I do. But apparently we just didn't want to do it, or we just couldn't. So somebody was back there looking at turning pages over and didn't know what to run. I was like, got 1,000 plays on your play sheet, and that's the one you went with. So just that in itself, man, that entire series before that half was it was a wasted opportunity. And Marcus saw the thing was happening. It was wasted opportunity after wasted opportunity this entire game on both sides of the football. That's why we got beat, okay? Josh Allen and those guys, I mean, literally, when I'm watching this and watching them, Josh Allen didn't look invincible. He didn't really look like anything that should have been threatening. Not at all. But you know what? I told you what was going to happen. They don't really have nobody on the outside. Combs not going to get open. Anybody else is not going to get open. They go to the tight ends. I said their tight end is going to have a good game. That's the match that they was looking for. Guess what? They exploited it. Okay? I said for us, the keys to victory, we need to exploit the Bills' weakness. We didn't do that. That was a run game. When Kareem Hunt came in and started running the football, it looked good. But other than that, hey, man, shoot. We would just come in, like you said, we started coming out the second half. 3 straight pass plays? Really? To me, man, I was so upset watching this because I said we look so lost from the coach's standpoint as far as like the plays to run. So somebody else has said up there that Pat held the ball in his hand way too long. He sure did. Okay. We were supposed to protect Pat at all costs is another key to victory. Absolutely horrible. Joey Bosa was running across the line. He was touching Moore. He was touching Jawan Taylor, and we was using everybody. That's what he was doing. And we got manhandled today. We got manhandled. So that's all I need to say. So right now. So go ahead, Teja, because I could keep going with this. For real, seriously.
I will say Joey Bosa played us for a decade when he was with the Chargers, and I think that was his best game he's played against us ever. At age 37, however old he is now, that was his best game he's ever had against us. And he played against us 2 times a year for like a decade, and that was his best game against us ever, which is pretty pathetic.
Whew. It sucks to lose a game, obviously, and not just because the Bills aren't a formidable opponent, which they are. The Bills are good. They're better than they've been playing the way they've been playing. It just sucks because when we do lose to the Bills in the regular season, we're usually in a better place than we are now. 5-3 going to 5-4. It hurts a lot more than when we're usually like 6-1 or like 7-0, and they're the team that beats us, like for the first team or the second team. Like you can stand those. Like, okay, well, we took a loss against the Bills. We'll see them in the playoffs. But to lose and go to 5-4, it just hurts. I mean, I'm not that surprised because Buffalo has been usually beating us in the regular season lately anyway. And I think the last couple of years on this show, I think I've said the same thing, which is I'd rather take a loss in the regular season than in the playoffs. And I'd rather us be going for revenge in the playoffs than win now and have like a little less bite. But on that note, Romo said during the game that he's seen the Bills do a few different things in this game, like they're pulling out all the stops in order to win this big game against us. I didn't get that sense from our side whatsoever. Like the urgency wasn't there. The energy wasn't there. They were going no huddle. They were going up tempo. And even when it looked like we should do that, we weren't. Like there were 2 times that I can remember that the Bills were completely out of sorts on defense. They couldn't get lined up. They couldn't hear. And we weren't on the ball, snapping it. Dude, advantage of that. Get on the ball. Like, you have guys that don't know who their freaking assignment is. Call Hike.
Right. Wait, who are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? You sit over with the ball, and it's like, throw the football right now, immediately to the out.
I mean, or I know the Bills, at first I thought the Bills helped us by calling timeout when we got down to like the 2-yard line on Hollywood Brown, but they have their small group in. You know what? Run up there, call Hike, and just hand the ball off to Kareem and go up their soft front. We had the momentum. We were already feeling good. They're back against the heels. Why not do that? I just saw a little creativity. It's like we also felt we'd rather lose this game and have like an edge of the playoffs. It's like it almost felt like we thought we were facing like the Panthers or something, or we felt like it was a regular season game, but the Bills thought it was a playoff game. Like that's kind of the sense I got. Like we had a different amount of money on it. We had like $20 on that game. They had like their mortgage on that game. Like that's what it felt like. It's just, yeah, it sucks, but what it really does now is just puts the pressure on us to have to sweep the division. Now we have to sweep Denver. We have to beat them twice, in my opinion. We have to obviously split with Chargers, and we have to beat the Raiders. So we have to win our rest of our division games to like really have a shot at our division and even the playoffs at this point. Like we're in a rough position right now. So
if we beat the wild card, I think we could beat Denver twice. I think we could actually, split with the Chargers for sure. But with the weapons that we had, there's no reason why we shouldn't. But if we play a game like we did today, it's just not going to happen. It's just not. And when I'm telling you, as far as like the play calling in itself, it did. It looked erratic. Didn't look like it was really, like they were just no game plan as far as like foresight, as far as like, okay, setting these things up. We just, when I was sitting there saying the one time we used the middle of the field open, threw it to Rashid Rice right down the middle, right? Back was opening up almost like cover two. That's what they were going to do. They was running zone the majority of the time. We didn't have any comebacks. We didn't have any like back shoulder throws. We didn't have any routes to get open like in zone. Enough of it. Okay, it was like all deep passes to do that, and all they did was sit back there. The linebackers are lost. They are. They were lost. There was no reason with the type of secondary that they had that we should not have been lacing this team up almost 300 yards plus. Easy in the air. Easy. That's the problem. I just, for real, when I get in and I start breaking this down and looking at the route combination, I'm sitting in my head like, man, there's several combinations you could run against this. You could have like a middle read with Travis Kelce go over the middle. Right behind him, you have a post, okay? Cover two posts. Then you can run somebody deep on the outside, okay? If not, you have them on the comeback. Those are three, like that combination just on that side alone will cause some problems. And even if you want to run an inside guy, right, the slot dude, okay, if I'm just giving y'all a visual, you can have him run a corner route and have the outside guy run a comeback out there, okay, or sit route. They're not going to be able to cover that. You're not going to be able to cover it, man. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, how is this how do we come down to this? Then we're going, what, fourth and something? We had to get a fourth and, was it 17?
4th and 17.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's desperation. Go ahead. Do it. I guess. I don't know. What do you do? Punt, play defense. But I guess apparently it was, if you go 4th and 17 and you get it, how come we're not getting the first downs on the other routes and other combinations of plays?
Yeah. On 3rd and 6, why are we getting those? We're getting 4th and 17s.
Yeah, it just we just see, looked at certain things, man, that was just going on. Like when we was going to run the screen toward the end. Okay. Charles Smith gets out there either in front of Trey, okay, where he shouldn't have been sitting in the back, or Trey wasn't up high enough. I don't know which one it was. I was looking at it. I'm like, what? How Rashard Smith didn't get lost in there for that play to happen? He hit Trey in the helmet. So off. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like things like that is off. Screen passes, that shouldn't happen. You run screens you can run the screen and you sleep. You run, I mean, seriously. Slip screen, come out there, running back. Come on, man. That's too easy. You look at things like it, you're just like, oh my gosh, you got to be like for real. It just didn't make any sense, man. It just didn't make any sense what we were doing offensively, and it really showed. It really showed, man. So
I feel like we were winging it.
Yeah, it did. It did. When Romo's sitting around saying he's trying to make something happen, running around, or he's trying to make something happen. Well, why is Pat trying to make something happen? Is guys not getting open? Or what's the deal, right? I mean, we're sitting over here. We got a whole wide receiver core out there. We got everybody. Okay, been waiting on Rashid Rice to get back. That's on one out there. Same thing with Xavier Worthy, right? Juju's been getting open. Hollywood Brown got open a couple of times today. Deep balls. Then all of a sudden we just fizzled out.
Yeah, and this is a depleted defense. Who I saw guys like Butte and Demario Douglas and 90-year-old Diggs dismantle a few weeks back. So doesn't make sense to me. I mean,
JD, and this is to my eyes, and I saw a lot of people echo the same sentiments. It seemed like throughout the game, and maybe last week too, it feels like Pat's just trying to pepper number 4. I know it's his guy. That's become his guy. And I feel like he's just trying to pepper him. And the first 4th down we went for on 4th and 3. If you watch the play, because I remember seeing Worthy kind of throw his hands up in frustration after that play. He right away, Pat catches it and throws that quick little hitch to Rashee Rice, and it gets batted down. But if you look up top on that play, Worthy's guy just bails that he's going deep, and Worthy just turns around. And no one's within 7 yards of him. And I after that play was incompletion, I saw Worthy throw his hands up, and I was like, let me go back and see what he ran there. I mean, he was wide open, and it felt like there's been times for the last 2 weeks. We won last week, so I'm not complaining about that. But I'm saying it just feels like Pat's just forcing it to number 4, and it seems like that there's a little bit of an overkill to get number 4 of the ball. What do you make of that?
You could get blinders on. I get, Rashee Rice came back as your number 1 guy. But what you've been doing really well these past few weeks is hitting the open guy. That's what you do. And so I've seen a lot of that just this game. And so you don't have to force it to 4 all the time. You don't. You got upper weapons out there who's been getting open. Hollywood Brown, like we seen 2 big plays. Fine. Throw it to him. Travis Kelce. Okay. Get the ball to him. Juju's been doing a great job in zone. That's where he lives at. That's where he lives. So I don't know. Can you get caught doing that? Sure. But a guy of Pat's caliber, that shouldn't happen. He knows better than that. He does. And I see some people were saying, like, well, Pat wasn't comfortable with their offensive line. Pat had some time to get the ball in his hands. Sometimes he just didn't. He just didn't stick it in there to do it. He just didn't. This was a bad game by Patrick Mahomes. It just was. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. So it wasn't necessarily what the defense is doing. This is the decision making. Get the ball out of your hand. Throw the ball right now. Like, you could swing pass to the flat to the running back. Let them get busy. Like, it's all about moving the change. I get we want chunks. Nothing wrong with that. We've been doing that. We've been chunking people up for a long time. These past few weeks, that's what's been happening. They was going to make sure they try to eliminate the chunks as much as possible. So guess what? Hit it underneath. Let the guys get some yak yards. Do it that way. At a certain point, they're going to start playing that. At a certain point, they're going to start playing in the middle. We didn't attack the middle enough. And when we did, it was open. So it's just a lot of different things there, man. I just play action didn't really use play action. Just didn't really do it. Anytime we try to run the football, enough guys are kind of still straight-legged, standing up, and it was some new guys coming in, and just offensive line didn't do a great job. Okay, so their playing kind of goes all the way around, man. It just does. And so on that side of the football, obviously, offensively, man, we just didn't look the part. We didn't play to our strong suit, and we didn't take advantage of what they were lacking in. We just didn't.
We have a comment.
Sorry.
I should have pulled this up real fast because we're talking about the offensive line. A comment from contribution from Taryn Young. Appreciate the contribution, Taryn. Explain 2 things. Why do we run slow developing runs if we run the ball, and why can't we guard tight ends? I will say this was the tight ends. We've done pretty good against tight ends this year. That was more of a last year issue, but this year we've been pretty good up until this point. But JD, what do you make of the questions here?
Okay, 2 things. Why do we run slow developing runs if we run? Why did we run slow developing runs if we run the ball? Well, I think what they're hoping is, okay, they know we're going to throw the football. A delayed run is one of those things when the linebackers back off, and so it gives you a little bit ability, for them to jump back thinking, okay, we're going to pass it. And so delayed runs sometimes help. It works, but then also too, sometimes you just got to run it down their throat. And if there's really no threat, when you're running the football, then they don't have to bail. Linebackers don't have to bail. They can just sit right there. So we do that because we think they're going to drop back in pass coverage. Number 2, why can't we guard tight ends? Part of the problem is we got to get a pass rush. Some of these catches that they made, we just didn't get enough of the pressure on him. And I don't know where the pressure and the blitz for Spags was. I didn't see a whole lot of that tonight. And I don't know why. We just didn't. We didn't do enough of it. So why don't we go our tight ends? And Tranquil got beat. Connors got beat. I mean, tight ends were just taking it to everybody they were lining up on, to be honest with you. And so you just can't cover those guys forever. But I told you, they have 3 very good tight ends. They do, okay? What's it, Hayes or Halls from Georgia Tech? He's a good tight end. He was a good tight end in college. I knew when he came in the NFL, he was going to be a good guy for him, right? You know, same thing with Kincaid. Kincaid's a very good, receiver tight end. Knox, too. Yeah. So I told you, 12 and 13 personnel, that's what they're going to try to do. Play action, run the football. If you run it effectively, play action actually kills you. So,
and when you run the ball 27 times like they did with the running back, you can run play action football.
Run play action. Yeah. You set it up.
When you run 11 times with your running back, you can't really run play action football.
Mm-hmm.
Cream had the juice tonight, man. I mean, he looked like a guy who was ready to be the RB1 tonight, and like it was at, I think halftime he was 6 for 34 at halftime, and I'm like, okay, well, almost 6 yards a carry here. Let's run the ball with him. 5 more carries for the rest of the game is unacceptable. And then Brashard, I thought they're going to utilize him a little bit more. Only 3 carries. CH just got elevated from the practice squad. Had 2 carries. Only one. Brashard had 1 more carry than CH, who just got elevated from the practice squad. It didn't make much sense tonight as far as the divvying up of carries and running the ball.
This is why there's no point in trading for a running back, because I think no matter who we have here, I think he's going to have 11 to 14 carries in a game, and that's it. Look, I mean, our leading rusher the past few weeks has been Pacheco as far as carries go, and he's been averaging like 12, 13. Hunches had 11 without that leading rusher. So you took one guy's like 13 carries out of the equation, and we hardly ran the ball anymore. Like, his carries didn't get distributed amongst people. They just didn't happen. Like, we only ran the ball 20 times. Like, Cook ran almost as many times as Mahomes threw. Cook ran more than Allen threw. How about that? 27 carries and 26 pass attempts.
Yeah. Like,
they had a definite game plan. It was pretty conservative, and it was play action and take shots when they're there. It was mostly with tight ends. I don't remember them really taking shots with anyone else besides Kincaid and Dawson Knox. Everything that Shakir was underneath. They were mostly screens and underneath, and a little drag route that he had they had like 18 yards on. The Elijah Moore play. That was one.
That's the other one, yeah.
That's the one. But mostly it was tight ends they were doing that with. So I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't know. And they had, by the way, we had 6 QB hits. They had 15 on us. So please come back, Josh Simmons. And I really hope Juwan Taylor's okay. I mean, he's got his problems, but we need him out there. Like I was texting with I have a couple of Bills fan friends. I was texting with one of them, and he was saying he was like shocked by how good their pass rush was today. He's like, I can't believe how good our pass rush has not been like this all year. This is incredible. So it was a rough game, and I like Moore, but we need our guy back. Before we switch over to defense, which I'm sure we're going to do soon, I want to talk about third down attempts, because if we have 13 attempts, we won 3 of 13 overall today. 4 of the attempts were from 1 to 3 yards. Everything else was from 7 or above. Mm-hmm. And we went 1 of 4 on 1 to 3 yards, third and 1 to 3, and we went 2 of 9 on anything 7 and above. So we weren't good at either. No. The surprise is that the 1 and 4 from 1 to 3 yards, like that's not good for us. We're usually much better than that. Yeah. Like that's got to be 3 out of 4 at worst for us.
And some of the play calling on those stage, just looking at the development of it, you had some man. We didn't really run any type of man beaters. Our guys just weren't getting open. I mean, literally out here pocketing, almost like the one he threw to Rashid Rice, kind of knocked that one down. It was like really kind of behind it. Didn't really throw in front, right? Just off. When Pat threw to Xavier Worthy, and Xavier Worthy had to dive for it. It was just off. You just like the timing of it, setting his feet, throwing the football. Like Romo even said, like he's got to throw it to him in the chest. That's a ball to pack it. It's almost like an unhanded throw to him. Okay, a quarterback of his caliber, like you got to put the ball right there when you know the corners are trying to bail on Xavier Worthy. Why? Because he's so fast. Those comebacks, back shoulder throws, we should have been eating up with those all night. All night. Double moves, should have been eating them up. But it almost looked like Pat wasn't scanning like he should have been. And I don't know what they would like, like I said, once I get into breaking this down, I just want to look at coverage-wise what he was actually looking at. Because I think there was a couple of times he could have got the ball in his hands really quick. If he didn't have anything downfield, ball to the flat or to the running back. Let Kareem Hunt or Bashar Smith, let them get up the field. You're just trying to move the chains at this moment. But we didn't seem to do that. That's why we were just out of sorts. Because Pat was just running around now like, okay, well, let's just do our magic. Let's run, scramble drill, guys get open. Well, you're doing that, you got guys breathing down your neck. So, and they was smashing Pat. Pat was taking some hits tonight.
He was.
Gosh.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. Seriously, he's a tough guy, but man, we need you, Pat. Look, you can't be the tough guy all the time. Shoot, you tell them suckers get open for you. How about you do that?
I also feel like there's a reversal on the Rice. I think he over-targeted him in the first and hardly targeted him in the second half. He only had 2 targets in the second half.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Char Binks, what happened to the RPO slants to Rice?
I wanted to see that. I told you during the game. I would love that one of those 3rd and shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Or keep it and run.
I think
Neither quarterback really ran a lot.
No, yeah, Pat didn't really do it, but they had a spy on him too, and that's what they would do. They would bring the linebacker up and then back him out. So then it would look like, okay, when you only got 6 in the box, okay, maybe we should run it. And then they back out, and then it's like, okay, well, we trying to throw it. So they covering the short routes. They know what we do well. We play this team long enough, okay? McDermott knows Andy really well, okay? It's not like we're tricking them on a lot of different plays. We know we go man to man. We just got better guys than they got on the defensive side of football. And we just didn't exploit it. We just didn't. So it's frustrating. I'm telling you, man, absolutely frustrating the entire
It was
game.
a very frustrating game. It was one of the more frustrating games I've seen in a while.
It was. Yeah, and both sides of the ball. Let's talk about defense. This week we talked about on our show, JD, that the Bills had trouble against man defense, and seemed like for a lot of this game we trotted out kind of running a zone defense today, and that's kind of like out of character for us against a team that struggled with man. And I mean, like if we're looking at this stuff, obviously, Spags and his defensive staff is looking at these kind of metrics and how bad they are against man. And we went out with zone with much of this game. Very interesting, kind of out of character for us. What did you make of that? And just what did you make of the overall just kind of play against this offense? I mean, first time they had a 100-yard receiver against us in a long time, and first time a 100-yard rusher against us in like 30-something games. So they broke 2 streaks that we had going for this defense.
We know they got a big line up front, and what they do is just basically put their paws on you and just walk you back. That's what they do. So up front, they had to do a much better job on our defensive line because they was getting to the second level. I mean, Cook is he's a talented back. And that's the guy, like I said, you just can't let get going. And there was times we were just getting beat. We looked like we had cement in our shoes at times. We couldn't get off blocks. Guys couldn't hit the gaps. And I was sitting there saying, like, I wanted Spags to bring a little bit more pressure. Bring some blitzes. When he brought the one blitz, that threw Josh off. And so it helps out blitz even if you hit the gaps in the running game and in the passing game. We could run man off the behind that, Marcus. We can. Like you said, that's what we do well. I would rather have our guys run man against these dudes and blitz them. Okay? We're going to win. I put our money on our guys to win every time. All right? One thing that we do really well is put our hands on wide receivers or get tight ends when they don't have time to throw. Anytime that we put pressure on Josh to kind of get him off the source and move his feet, it was always a bad thing for him. The one that Kalafdis jumped up in the air and Josh do it. Why are
I was so upset at that.
Why are you jumping?
You're
Why?
not batting that pass down, dude.
No. Oh man, so man, I just out of sorts also too for Spags. I don't think Spags called a great game this week either. I just didn't. We could have done so much more to Buffalo, and like I said, force him to become one-dimensional. That's what I said at daggone it. Make them pass the daggone football. Make them become one-dimensional. That's what you want to make them do. Okay? Tight is it out there? Somebody got the tight end man. Guess what? You run pressure, make Josh drop back, get in his face. It's going to be an errant throw. You had to make him, force him to make perfect throws. And we didn't do that. We didn't do it.
3 incompletions all day for Josh Allen. 23 of 26. 3 incompletions. I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Tej, what were your takeaways from defensively?
I thought our defense played better than our offense did. They didn't look lost. They just had problems stopping certain elements. I felt like they definitely did enough for our offense to be able to take their turn and come back. It was one of those games. I've seen this kind of game from them before where they take their first hit from the opposing team offense. They readjust, which they did for a fair amount. They didn't get, pressure's been our problem all year. Pressure on Allen, I felt like they could have pulled more from the games that I've seen. I've seen Josh Allen struggle pretty bad this year against certain defenses. They use similar game plan against them. I was hoping we would take from some of those game plans, and maybe we can. Yeah, it was frustrating, but I think they did come up big and give our offense certain opportunities. But we haven't really seen a team exploit us like this. We haven't seen tight ends kill us. The Buffalo and KC were the 2 best teams against tight ends this year. So it's not like it's an ongoing problem what we saw continue. And I haven't seen a running back. See, here's the difference. Cook only averaged 4.2. That's not a world beater stat, right? One thing they did, though, that most teams don't do, they kept running it, even though it wasn't like gashing us. They kept doing it because they were okay with the 3rd and 2s and the 3rd and 3s. Because if need be, they'd go for it on 3rd, make it a 4th and 1, and then they were doing their short yardage BS, their own version of the tush push. So kudos to them for continuing to go at the run game. Most teams in that situation would have bailed. But another thing is, too, our offense wasn't pulling weight. If our offense was pulling weight, I think they probably would have bailed on the run game sooner. But they had a lead. They're like, well, it's still our game. They're not – KC's not matching us, really. So they kind of just continued to run the ball down our throats, and we really couldn't stop it. I don't know what the solution is long term. Trade deadline and for what? Again, this was one bad game for them in a long time, so I'm not going to freak out, but pass rush is still our problem. We can't get to the quarterback. We have to rely on very exotic looks from Spags to get to the quarterback. A team with no pass rush almost tripled our QB hits for the game. It's just, it's a problem.
Thing, man, with that, you were talking about Cook. We end up, what did you say, 4.1? What was it?
4.2.
Yeah, I think first half he had like 6.8 or 7, I think, first half. And I think it kind of skewed what he did, because at the end he's just running football just to be running the ball, right? He just, kind of getting what you can get. But at the first, man, he was just kind of slashing us. And that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
They was really keeping Pat on the sideline because ball in our hand, possession, time. They was winning that. It was winning it. And I think our offense kind of felt desperate. You know how you were saying that? Like I think we felt a little desperate going out there every time. The time the defense would kind of try to hold up and try to stop them, we come out, oh man, this is what we're going to do. This is desperate. And we had to get back into doing the same thing that works, right? Run hunt. Hey, move the chains. You got to get into a rhythm. You got to get confidence in some of the things that you do. So, man, defensively, I think we did okay, man. But we there's no reason. And somebody was sitting there saying there's no reason why we should have got beat by the tight ends like we did. Yeah, Tranquil falls down on the one, right? But what about all the other ones?
Man,
I mean, they only had one scoring drive in the second half. I mean, that's pretty good for, they are the Bills. To hold them to one scoring drive in the second half, offense needs to pull their weight and make up for that and make up some points. I mean, punt, 16 yards, 7 plays, 8 plays, 35 yards, punt. They had the 1 touchdown drive, and then obviously the missed field goal. So, I mean, the defense did hold where they needed to.
Yeah.
First half, I saw a stat here. The Chiefs, the Bills averaged 7.5 yards per play in the first half of the game. That first half was pretty rough. Second half is great. We've been actually one of the best second half defenses all season. I think we had like the top 5 fewest points allowed in the second half of games, and obviously we only allowed 7 points today, so we're probably going to stay in that same kind of realm. But first half was pretty disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, they had 3 touchdown drives in the first half.
Oh man,
that's not like us. We usually at least hold one of those to a field goal and do the bend but don't break. The first one I'm not that shocked at because again, Spags likes to kind of. Yeah, he wants to kind of.
It's his first drive hustle. Yeah, he wants to see what he can do with you.
He wants to see how hard you can punch, and then know his limits from there. Yeah, but then and he had they had a 4th down miss and they had a punt and then they scored 2 more after that, which is really rough. Well,
man, like I said, man, it was a missed opportunity after missed opportunity. That's what it was. I mean, it just really was. I mean, we had. And you can't even say, did they want it more? Did they really want it more? Or we were just not prepared enough? It's a question. I know guys want
I think it's a little bit of both. I got more of a playoff feel from them. I didn't get the playoff feel from us.
We might have been a little bit nervous. Maybe we weren't ready for a playoff type of atmosphere from our guys. Yeah, I guess we found out, hey, shoot, maybe not as good as ready as we thought we were.
We want that bye week, JD.
I hear you, man. But you look, you walk into a bye week with a win. Then you earn it. That's what you do. When you play football, you go earn the bye week. Everybody wants to go into the bye week with the win, right? Riding on cloud 9, saying, I'm going to sit back, give me massages, take it easy, chill out. Hey, man, y'all guys go get lost for a couple of days. Y'all need it. Y'all deserved it. Y'all played hard. This right here, going into a bye week after a loss like this against the Bills, man, that stings. That hurts. That's going to linger with you for a few days. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. Hey, you can't even enjoy your bye week the way that you want to. Seriously.
I don't want them to.
Nah, shoot. Hey. Hey. I want them to. I wanted them to enjoy this bye week. Right?
Oh, yeah. Hypothetically, if we won, sure.
But you don't want them to because they lost. But
yeah.
I mean, these guys got to be licking their wounds, man. But this head scratcher, and I get guys are just going down linemen and stuff like that. But see, all those things, contingency plan, when new guys come in, you're like, okay, shoot, okay, well, Wanye's in, or, Caliendo has to come in. We got some different things we need to do. Okay? We just got to know this. We got to make adjustments. Man, like I said, we just offensively, we just didn't pull our best in. We just did not. We did not pull our best at all.
We got 2 big ones after that bye. We got the Broncos, and we need to win that. And that's, in my opinion, the bigger one because that's at Denver. To steal that one's big time. And then the former world beater Colts back to back.
The former. Yeah, Pittsburgh did give it to him good today. So Tuesday, JD and I have our show tomorrow night, so we'll talk a little bit more about the trade deadline. But Tuesday is the trade deadline, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. JD, after watching this game, did this highlight anything for you as far as like it's a must to go get a pass rusher? It's not like it's a nice to have, but is it a must after what we saw tonight?
I think it's a must. I do.
Interior or outside?
You could get a guy that, right. Yeah. A hybrid guy.
Come on.
Go get somebody, a hybrid guy. That's going to be able to do you something. Yeah. I mean, and a difference maker. You don't really have a lot, to give. You do have some currency as far as like, draft picks that you could utilize, some different things you can do. But I think seriously, from what I saw tonight, that you got to go get somebody, man, that's gonna give you some more. The pressures and all of that. The one that Chris Jones was on the outside when it gets the big tackle, he pressured Josh. Josh comes out, Chanel makes the tackle. I'm like, good. That's what you need. You need guys to generate that type of pass rush. And they had to take Chris Jones and be all the way on the outside to do that. That's what you had to do. Everybody else who lined up Kalafkas out there, I didn't see that joker. He fell off on one, came back and made a tackle. That's good. Okay. But we need to press that pocket even more. We just have to. We just have to, man. I just, shoot. But that's me.
I think everybody in the chat is all on board. Everyone's on board with that. So we have two comments here before we get out of here. Ahmed Brown, appreciate the contribution, buddy. Hate to be the realist. A loss to Denver could be the end of this Super Bowl run. Last 2 seasons of mediocrity has caught up with too many excuses. Do you guys agree, disagree?
I would think it's still too early. You always have to, then you start looking at, well, who's going to win, who's losing. Then you're hoping teams, take losses and L's. Hey, look, man, we're going to be on the road anyway. Okay, this is the way this thing is going to look. Regardless of that, once we get there to the playoffs, when we will get to the playoffs. I do believe that. I think we'll have to deserve a chance, but we got to build up for that, man. We had to build up for it, but you have to take the rest of these games serious, right? So Denver, Colts, Cowboys, Houston, Chargers, Tennessee, Denver again, and the Raiders. We can run the table.
Yeah, I think Denver and Colts are our 2 biggest ones.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking at. Shoot, other than that, man, we should be good.
And that's the at Denver one too. So at Denver and Colts, get those 2 out of the way, then the rest should be pretty winnable. I mean, I know Chargers are a good team, but they beat us once. If we can't get back at them, then we got serious problems. Yeah,
and they show vulnerabilities. They lost Joe Alt during this game again, and I believe their right tackle, who was in like their third string right tackle, I think he got hurt as well in this game. So they have their own issues. Every team's dealing with injuries across the board. So, but they are dealing with some injuries as well. So it's not the same team we saw week 1. Ahmed Brown again with another contribution. Appreciate you, buddy. I think I'm all chiefed out. See everyone after the bye week. I wish love, blessings, and prosperity to everyone. Well, we'll be here all week, buddy. So,
think everybody needs to just chill and just back away for a little bit, right?
Huh? We all need a bye week, huh?
Yeah. It's just like, okay, everybody need to regroup. Let's all regroup, okay? Come back with your support and be ready with your pom-poms and ready to support your squad, okay? Because they're going to need it. But
100%. Well, and this week on the Monday, we have our grade show. Wednesday, we have just to talk about the hot topics and maybe even talk about our edge rusher that we get this week. And then on Friday, you guys need to come in for that one. That one's going to be a good one. We got 2 Titans and the Chiefs content creation. We're all going to be on our show debate.
Yes,
that's going to be hilarious for many reasons. But you guys need to tap into that one. Taryn Young as a contribution. Appreciate Taryn with another contribution. Agree or disagree? Did we waste some? This is a good one. Ooh, did we waste some cash on Fulton and Mitchell if they were healthy scratches? Is this a disaster year by Veach? Could we have paid for some defensive help with that cash?
So we don't know. We didn't know what it was going to look like. I think Fulton was a good move to have. We didn't know where he was going to be, what he was. And Fulton, we knew had this injury. It's just kind of one of those nagging things, man, with your leg and the DB. I mean, man, that's a hard situation to be in, especially when your legs is your current, that's your currency. That's how you make your money. Mitchell is another one. I wanted to see Mitchell out there tonight, to be honest with you. I did. And so they brought up CEH, but I wanted to see Mitchell. Do you know why he was a healthy scratch? Is it just they just chose to go with CEH more, or what was the deal?
The report I read, hold on, I retweeted it. Tracy Wolfson, who's a sideline reporter, she said, for those asking about CEH over Elijah Mitchell, what I'm hearing is specific to playing the Bills. They feel he's had success and knows the system well. Was the reason.
Okay. All right. I got you. Hey. All right, man. I wanted to see Mitchell tonight. I wanted to see him get off.
Yeah.
Because he's a hell of a back, man. He's a hell of a back. When he came in during the preseason, he looked good. Okay. He's a veteran guy. I think we should have gave a shot to run the football tonight. If Bashard wasn't going to get to do it. Try to give it to Bashard, man, but I just he's not quite there yet, man. I'm sorry.
No.
He isn't.
He's not.
I would have preferred Dobbins or Rico Dowdle, but whatever.
Well, you're saying that now, but
Well, I didn't.
We got
Hold on, Marcus. That's not true. Rico had 1,000 yards last year. If I knew they were going to get the same money, I would have wanted Eli Mitchell over Rico Dowdle.
I mean, Eli Mitchell looked good when he was spot starter for the 49ers.
But Rico Dowdle looked good. That was a long time ago. Rico Dowdle looked good last year for the terrible Cowboys offense.
But here's the thing, though. How are we supposed to know how good he looks or he doesn't look? We haven't seen him at all. We're not giving him any playing time at all, and we're barely.
I know Rico Dowdle looks like an animal right now. I know that.
Looks great.
He does.
Or Dobbins. We're talking about the reason why I'm saying this is Dobbins and Dowdle were both like good running backs last year. They were the main backs in their offense. It wasn't spot duty. They were the guys in their offense last year. I don't think we knew.
They signed him a tampering period. They signed him early as heck.
But look. The question is
Mitchell.
Yeah.
No,
I know. I don't think we knew how cheap those guys were going to be. I think if we knew that, we probably would have held off a bit. I don't think we knew that.
So would you have saved this cash to get somebody defensively, like more on a pass rush for these guys? Because we didn't quite know what it was going to look like, right?
That's fair. No, I wouldn't have diverted that money elsewhere. I just would have signed a different back. That's all. No. I mean, Fulton, knowing what I know now about Fulton being a healthy scratch, I mean, maybe. I mean, you have to give me another solution. You can't just say throw it somewhere else, because who knows if that would have been the right thing, right? So we got to see who. Give me a player with that exact same contract who was signed to be a pass rusher for somebody, and then I can say yes, I'd rather have that guy over Fulton.
And last contribution from KC Dog 9779. O-line fell apart. Intentional grounding was a tip pass. D-backs got outplayed. Wide open tight ends. Got to tighten up. Hashtag Chiefs Kingdom for life. We still in it. I agree with all that.
All the K-Dog. Appreciate you, brother, for the contribution. Everybody else out here, I'm the Brown, and who was the run that just gave before that?
Taryn Young.
Taryn Young. Appreciate you guys coming out here. But, yeah, agree with all of it, man. Tip pass, they missed that one. They missed that call for sure.
Yeah, that's bad. It's pretty obvious. The Bill player was bragging about tipping it. He was doing
Oh, yeah. He's showing his finger like
he wants the stat. That's what he wants.
Well,
So-
he's not going to get that stat then.
That's what I'm saying. Do they not give him? They don't give him the stat for that. Then they will not recognize that as
on
a
the
tip pass.
on the record is intentional grounding. No PD. No pass
That's
deflection.
crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy that the ref was saying who was what's his name? I forgot his name. Gene,
Blandino?
right? Was Gene?
Oh,
No,
Gene.
it was
Yeah,
Blandino,
Gene's No.
It was Gene. Yeah, it was Gene. He was saying in his years he's never seen that. In his 20-something years, he said he hasn't seen that before. You've never seen a tip pass on an intentional grounding call? Like that's crazy that he said that.
We have the NFL has instituted quick review for a reason, and we're not blaming any Bills fan or anybody who's watching this. We're not blaming this game on the refs. It's just interesting that there is a quick review that they have now, and I've seen it overturn calls all season long, and then there's a blatant PD. It's on the film. There's no need to dissect it. Anybody can see that, and the fact that they didn't overturn that call with a pass deflection with the new quick review system they have. I think it's very interesting they didn't do that tonight for that play.
Especially when those guys congregate for like 45 seconds to like a minute and a half about whether it is intentional grounding. So if you're opening up the discussion, like talk about every facet of that play before you make a call that cannot be reviewed or talked about after you make that call. Like make sure you discuss it all from A to Z. Because once you throw that flag, apparently on that play, it can't be talked about anymore.
Silly, man.
Yeah, I think I'm more mad about, I don't know your opinion on this, JD. I think the NFL needs to really get a handle on forward progress and when to blow the whistle and when not to blow the whistle. Because I think this is a part of the tush push problem. Yeah. I think if they have an actual rule they stand by and it's not so inconsistent, because you see sometimes they let them that dude picked Josh Allen up after he was being pushed backwards and carried him forward. Like what is that? Like that's not football anymore, man. Like this isn't rugby.
Well,
like,
they let also too Cook get away with one toward the end of the game, and they stopped Hunt on ours. I'm just like, they're still pushing the power. So it's this arbitrary type of like, is it here where we no? And
they need to get that down big time. They need to get that down because I think that's you saw the Hurts fumble like when he was going forward. So they just don't know when to call it, when not to call it, when to let it go, when not to let it go. Right. I mean, I personally think if you want to stop it all, don't let anyone push another guy behind the line of scrimmage. If you want to start getting it over it, that's fine. But when you start pushing guys behind it, like that's when you have guys picking guys up and carrying them, pulling them forward, pulling them. It's just like, I don't like any of that stuff. I think they need to get a firm grasp on what it is and what it isn't. Anyway, my soapbox.
Yeah.
Well, tough game tonight, guys, but we hope everyone, don't lose sleep over this. There's plenty of season left. We have a bye week. And look at the bright side. Last year we had a bye week 3 of the season, and the guys had to play 20 weeks straight. This week they get one right smack in the middle of the season, and then we get the rest, and then come back rejuvenated with Andy Reid's post-bye week record against the Denver Broncos in 2 weeks. So, guys, relax. Enjoy Chief Concerns this week. We'll be on Monday. We'll be on Wednesday. We'll be on Friday for a special debate show that we'll have for first of its kind in the Chief Concerns in the Chiefs content creation community, actually. So should be a good one.
Hey, listen, look, and come out for that, okay? And look, we want you to come out for each and every show. Each and every show is a banger, okay? Tomorrow I'm gonna have the grades, break it all the way down. I'm gonna have some film. I'm gonna break this film down for you all, okay? I'm gonna really get into this so y'all can see it. Wednesday, obviously, we'll try to have a guest on, Marcus. Bring somebody in, I think, could talk a little bit to some of the things that's going on.
We also might have Mike for that show.
Mike Pennell, the Beast. The Beast is back, so we'll see. We'll see what his bye week's going to look like. He might not. I don't know. So this depends.
I don't know if he wants to talk after that.
Yeah, man, I don't shoot. Hey, after you win, it's all good. I got plenty to say. After that, it get lost a little bit.
Yeah, Mike will stand by it. He'll stand by it.
Yeah.
He's man his word. Well, we'll see though.
Stand by that game either way.
Yeah, Friday though.
I mean, if anything, Mike could be like, "Hey man, I just got here."
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey man, how much can I do? I've been here for like 3 days."
Mike's that guy though. He's that guy. So we'll see. But Friday for sure. Come out here. Come see Lance the Spoken. Okay, and Mr. Harrison, come out here. Debate a little bit. Now, look, I'm going to ask some questions too, because I think both these brothers make some takes that I'm just like, "Yo, man, what are y'all doing with this?" Right? And I want to make that from a player standpoint how I feel. So this is going to be a good open discussion, because then I get to get both these brothers in the room together and have
get them.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit.
Get them. All right. It's true. I mean, it's a good point, JD, because they both make takes about players, and you can talk about from your perspective. But also, these are two guys who have beef with each other, as childish as it sounds, over Chiefs takes, and they don't like each other for whatever reason, because they're their own Chiefs takes they have. So we're bringing them on our show so they can talk it out. It's Festivus season. It's a time to air out your grievances, and hopefully these guys can mend it at the completion of our show on Friday. So it's gonna be a very interesting show Friday. So. Definitely come in.
All love too. All love.
Always.
Well, hey man, appreciate you all coming out, ladies and gents, for tonight talking about this. I know everybody got a lot of frustration, things to say. We could probably keep going with this thing and probably talk for another hour about what it is, man. So I guess we just need to put this one to bed, Marcus and Teja, right? Just put it to bed.
Sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
It is, and get ready, regroup, and come on back. So,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, but we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, right here as we break down the grades from this game, and then put this game to bed after that.
yes, sir.
Have a good rest of your weekend, everybody, and we love y'all.
Love you guys. Appreciate it, Tej. Marcus, love you guys. Love you out here, Chiefs Concerns, Chiefs Kingdom. Love you guys. Love each other the way you're supposed to love each other. That's what it is, what it boils down to, okay? Y'all be good. God bless. We'll holler at y'all later. We'll see y'all.
See you, everybody.
Later.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.